Tiger Network from Learfield. This is Tiger Talk, presented by Bud's Classic Barbecue, located on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Also brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now live from Bud's Classic Barbecue, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
We are indeed live at Bud's Classic Barbecue right here in downtown Columbia, across from the world's first and finest school of journalism on 9th Street. I'm Matt Michaels, pinch hitting for Mike Kelly, who has the week off. Mizzou football as well has the week off on this week's Tiger Talk. So across the Central Bank Tiger Network and Matrix Midwest, we're going to bring you some stories of some other Mizzou teams in action. You'll hear from some involved with the Mizzou cross-country team. We'll have Mizzou soccer coming up at about 7:20 or so, and then at 7:40 we'll hear from Don Sullivan and Mizzou volleyball. Tiger fans, Mizzou Athletics would like to thank our premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance. Of course, Bud's Classic Barbecue is where we are broadcasting from, and that's where all Tiger Talk radio shows are broadcast from during Mizzou football season. Right here on 9th Street in downtown Columbia, across from the J School. Bud's is barbecue done right, open 7 days a week. Let them do the cooking while you make the memories. And this episode, along with other great content, are always available on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast presented by Shelter Insurance. Subscribe today wherever you listen to podcasts. You can hear from me and Brad Trinago every week, or watch it on the Mizzou Athletics Facebook page. And when you're there, you get to hear from some coaches like Brett Halter, Mizzou track and field coach to my left, and Kyle Levermore, who coaches Mizzou cross country. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. We appreciate it on a busy week for you guys.
Yeah, it's getting busy, that's for sure.
Yeah, very busy. You have the Gans Creek Classic coming up, which is one of the premier cross-country races in all of the nation collegiately. And I want to ask you first, Coach Halter, when you decided that this would be an event that you wanted to have every year out at the Gans Creek course, which is fantastic facility in Columbia, did you foresee it getting as big and as wild as woolly as a two-day event that you'll have this year?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was always the dream, and to bring cross country at a world-class level to Columbia, Missouri. You know, I think it's great for our community, for the university, obviously, but for the state of Missouri. It's a big deal.
Yeah, Kyle, you are going into your second year as Mizzou's cross-country coach, and boy, is it a bad thing if I point out that you were on the other side of the battle line when you were in college, that you ran at Arkansas? Is that a problem here?
No, I hope not. If anyone in the crowd has an issue, you can throw something at me.
No, please, everybody keep your bottles to yourself and don't take care of Kyle there. What got you here? Because you originally came from the East Coast, right?
Yeah, the East Coast is home to me. I grew up in northern New Jersey, but as you mentioned, I found myself down in the SEC during my own college career, and I think when I started my coaching career, I knew that this was a conference that I wanted to come back to. There's nothing like cross country or track and field in this conference. It's truly the one place where it is a team sport, and for me, that was a big reason why I chose the universities that I competed at. Was I came from a very team-centric high school, and that's always been really, really important to me. So when the opportunity opened here, it was a no-brainer in that I felt like, you know, for people who don't know distance running, Columbia, Missouri is an absolute gem. This place is a fantastic place to train, and I felt like, you know, given our resources, our environment, that we could really do something special here. So, you know, I've had a blast here the last year or so, and excited to be, you know, into year 2 now. But yeah, it was an easy no-brainer. I think a lot of what the conference provided and the opportunity to, you know, join the staff and do something special was really a no-brainer.
Coach Halter, you have Philadelphia roots. It is very well known that Philly and Jersey don't always get along. So what did you see in Kyle Levermore that said, all right, you can go ahead and coach for me, even though you're on the wrong side of that river?
Well, maybe the East Coast attitude. No, I mean, he's a winner. You know, he's, you know, obviously one of the greats coming out of high school. I remember our guys competing against him in college. He was a pro then, he's a pro now. And it was really a no-brainer when he joined his staff, first as an assistant. And then when Coach Anderson, Lindsay Anderson, had a chance to go back to her alma mater, it was a pretty easy decision. Hand this thing over to Kyle. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, that's Brett Halter, Mizzou's track and field head coach. Kyle Levermore, Mizzou cross country coach here on Tiger Talk. A bye week edition as the Tigers get ready for football action on the 5th of October at 11 a.m. down in College Station at Texas A&M, and our broadcast coverage begins at 9 a.m. on the 5th of October. So as you guys have worked together, and we'll get deeper into your team this season on the cross-country course, what are some of the things that stand out as highlights to you of the group that you were able to bring in? Some transfers who are already having success, some freshmen who certainly come decorated. How has that all kind of blended together in the early season?
Well, I'll let Kyle speak to that, but it's been exciting watching not only Kyle but Coach Duca and Coach Anderson work together, sort of this trio attacking this area of our program. And you know, Kyle can speak to it, but especially on our men's side, I believe we brought in top 10 class in the United States this past year. So we're really excited about that. I'll let him talk about who's here and what's going on.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of credit goes to the people around me that make our job in the distance department pretty easy. And you know, Coach Anderson and Coach Duca did a really good job hitting the ground running with us last year. I hit the ground running too. They just happened to be, you know, 3 weeks behind me. No, I think, you know, I'm really excited about the group we put together, and some of those guys are sitting over there. Some returners, some newcomers, some transfers. We've got a whole collection over there. But yeah, they were ranked a number 9 class by one outlet coming in last year when they signed, and quite frankly, that class got better after they signed. So I don't know where the final markings fell, but with the transfers that we added, some really high quality kids. But yeah, I think to highlight some of them, you know, on the men's side, I think we have 8 freshmen. We have 4 or 5 that I would say have really run cross country at a national or international level. I don't know how many state champions off the top of my head, but there's quite a few. And then some firepower middle distance kids as well that'll really help us, I think, when you get to the track season. But you know, 2 of those freshmen have already competed for us, Joe Barriola and Jamie Mora. We've got a couple other ones that I think could help us this fall, but we're going to be patient and make sure we develop that talent and give them the experience that's required for them to be ready for 3, 4, and you know, 5 years from now. They're still really young. You know, the ability to run college cross country on the men's side somewhat comes with age. There's a lot bigger of a physical difference between an 18 and 23-year-old guy than there is between an 18 and 23-year-old female. And so I think on the men's side, you have to be really patient with them. You have to let, you know, biology do its thing. But those guys are super talented, and when you have talent and experience, if you keep them healthy, you tend to be pretty darn good. So I'm excited about the future of this program. But, you know, we're young, and I have no problem being honest about the fact that our biggest weakness right now is that we're young and inexperienced. We do not lack talent. We do not lack depth on the men's side. But we lack experience, and we're going to get that experience, and when we do, it's going to be pretty fun for everyone. It's already pretty fun.
Yeah, and just to add to that real quick, you know, the age, the experience what he's talking about is, you know, the men in high school, we go from 5K, 5,000 meters. They'll jump up to 8,000 meters and championships at 10,000 meters. That's a big gap. And I don't care how good you are coming out of high school, you got to close that gap, and it takes time.
That's Brett Halter, Mizzou's track and field coach, the head coach of the program, along with cross-country coach Kyle Levermore. I'm Matt Michaels in for Mike Kelly. We're live at Bud's Classic Barbecue in downtown Columbia with more Tiger Talk straight ahead on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
It all starts with a tag. Identifying each animal allows you to better manage the entire herd. And when you're ready to take the next step, trust Allflex Custom ID tags with crisp, clean, permanent laser ink marking and place a proud brand on your tags to mark your legacy. When you think ID, think Allflex. Because you can't manage what you can't identify. We help you bring it all together.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Welcome back to Bud's Classic Barbecue, downtown Columbia. It is Tiger Talk, live across the Central Bank Tiger Network and Matrix Midwest. Hey, did you know the University of Missouri has partnered with Matrix Midwest for an exclusive pre- and post-game show each week? Watch Mizzou Live, presented by Patient. Go ahead and check your local listings for that. And Mizzou football is proud to partner with the Missouri Credit Union and Hy-Vee in an effort to sack hunger in Missouri. For each Tiger sack during the 2024 football season, each partner donates $300 to the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. I'm Matt Michaels, in for Mike Kelly on this bye week for Mizzou football. So we're hearing from some of the coaches across Mizzou athletics, some that you might hear on that Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast that Brad Trinago and I like to bring you. Brett Halter, Mizzou track and field coach with us. Kyle Levermore, Mizzou cross country coach as well. And Kyle, you already have on the men's side an SEC runner of the week, as Tyler Freiner took that honor after your Mizzou cross country opener on the 30th of August. What went into a good run that day? And for Tyler and everybody else, you know, who is making advancement in this program, a St. Louis native in Tyler's case, how has that looked from your first year to your second at the helm?
Yeah, to start with the first part, what went into that, Tyler's summer training. To be honest, we were together for like 8 days before that, so it was nothing really that we did. But to, you know, a little bit more from kind of what I've seen from this year to last year. You know, I think when you have a new coaching system and you know you're with new coaches, new people, new athletes, for both sides, you need to learn each other. And I think the biggest thing that's changed for us this year is those guys who were in the program before we got here. You know, they know our system now. They've been through you know, essentially 2 training cycles with us. So, you know, the summer was the start of their 3rd training cycle with us. And that continuity makes a huge difference. They know what to be looking for in training. They know what to be focused on. They kind of know the purpose of where they are in the season. And a lot of that is new when you haven't had that coach before. So I think the biggest thing is, you know, that for our returners, having continuity in their coaching, having continuity in their training, being able to build off the training they did last year, where I felt like we laid a really good foundation with a lot of them. And for our newcomers, for our transfers, and for our freshmen, they speak our language. You know, they were recruited by us. They wouldn't have come here if there wasn't something in the recruiting process. You know, obviously we want Mizzou to be the center of that, and their connection with, you know, representing something bigger than themselves to be the first reason. But I think as a coach, you know, what any event area coach would tell you, that you've got to recruit athletes that you click with. And so I think it's two things. It's the fact that our returners know us and they've had a year with us, and I think that provides some comfort. And for our newcomers, that they've been hearing this messaging, not only in the recruiting process, but I feel strongly that we keep recruiting people once they've committed, but the conversation changes a little bit. And so, I think the transition for a lot of our newcomers and transfers has been easy because that messaging has been consistent from the first phone call.
Talk about knowing the language. Coach Halter, I want to know if your frequent flyer miles rack up. When you have a roster on just the cross-country side that includes athletes who hail from Germany, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Scotland, and Canada. So do you have like a full passport with all the visas, or how does that work?
The United Nations, no. It's good. It's, it's part of the collegiate experience, and, we think about recruiting from the inside out. We start from the state of Missouri and get the very best kids we can and to stay home, and some kids want to get away. That's fine. I was like that. I grew up outside of Penn State, and you can pay me $1 million to go to Penn State. Wasn't going there, and so, we hit the borders, Midwest, coast to coast, and circumnavigate the globe.
Yeah, one of those international athletes is actually a transfer from Arkansas State on the women's side, Rahel Bramo, who hails from Dortmund, Germany, and has 2 top 25s in her first 2 races of the season. Kyle, what makes her so special and has led to her success early on this season?
She is unbelievably competitive. She is unbelievably easygoing, which in distance running is a magical trait.
Are you saying that there are some distance runners who not quite so?
Well, if you got to focus for 20 to 30 minutes, you got to have some sort of calmness about that. But I think also beyond the physical talent, she was 5th at the German Senior National Championships this past summer. She's represented Germany on the international stage. She was a national qualifier last year in cross country at Arkansas State. So a lot of what you're seeing from Rahel is Rahel. I've been coaching her, since she left Arkansas State in May, and I coached her through the summer. But most of what you've seen from her is inside of her, and there's a joy about her when it comes to running. She's probably got the biggest smile at practice. She looks forward to the challenge. So I think a lot of those things come from within athletes, and Coach Halter and I, we talk about it all the time. We can pull out all the tricks in the book, but ultimately it's up to the athlete, and I think she's got a special drive internally.
Before we go, the Gans Creek Classic is this weekend. It is the big home meet that you guys put on every cross-country season at the fantastic Gans Creek course in south side of Columbia. It is now a 2-day event. You have a Division I men's and women's race going on Friday morning. Then you have open collegiate races. You'll have high schoolers racing over the weekend. And of course, almost a year away from the 2025 NCAA National Championships, which is coming to this course in just over a year's time. And I believe the first NCAA championships of any kind in mid-Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. So was that part of the decision, Coach Halter, to make this a bigger and better event? And how much bigger and better can it be even from here?
Well, we want national dominance. We want to be the gold standard across the United States. We want the Gans Creek Classic to be the marquee event this weekend in the United States, hands down. And, we're surrounded by people with Parks and Rec, City of Columbia, our own administration, our coaching staff, everybody that touches our sport. They see the same vision. We want the best of the best. We want to be world-class, number one.
An 8K race for the men starts at 8 a.m. and then at 8:45 the women follow. For fans who maybe have never been at the site before, explain how this is not your usual cross-country course for a spectator.
Yeah, we were able to build this thing from ground up. So a lot of planning, really, this thing's world-class. This is the best in the world. I say that, it's easy to say, right? But it's the most technologically advanced course in the world. It's athlete-friendly. It's spectator-friendly, and that's the big thing. That we've created a viewing berm where you can see 3/4 of the race just walking in and getting up on this berm, and the splits are coming up on your phone, on the video board. You can see the whole race unfold in front of you. It's fantastic. So for all the grandparents and folks that aren't as able, you typically don't see this many wheelchairs, for example, at an event like this. So that's something we're really proud of, that we can create an event that's so accessible for everybody.
And I think 40 or so Division I teams coming. Coach Levermore, you don't have to handle them all on race day, right? You just have to take all their calls this week.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I give all the credit to our operations staff at Mizzou, but also the city of Columbia. They make our job so darn easy. We just show up and coach. So I hope to see as many people out there on Friday morning as possible.
Absolutely, and throughout the weekend there will be a lot of activity there, and we thank you both for taking some time with us to talk about the program and where it's going, and of course the Gans Creek Classic coming up on Friday morning. Brett Halter, Mizzou track and field coach, Kyle Levermore, cross country coach, thank you for being here on Tiger Talk, and best of luck as you go throughout the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Brett Halter and Kyle Levermore. When we come back, we'll hear a little bit about Mizzou soccer with associate head coach Andy Stutes on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
At MediaCom, we believe no matter where you live or work, you should have access to fast, reliable internet. That's why we're one of the first in the nation to bring gig speeds to every customer we serve. Why we invest billions of dollars into our network. And it's why you can always count on MediaCom to deliver 99.99% network reliability. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you are. With MediaCom, you're always moving forward. Network reliability based on the 2022 MediaCom Executive Summary Outage Exception Report.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Tiger Talk is live at Bud's Classic Barbecue, downtown Columbia, right here on 9th Street. I'm Matt Michaels in for Mike Kelly, who has the week off. So does Mizzou football have the week off. Eliah Drinkwitz will be back here next week as the Tigers get ready to take on Texas A&M. That is on the 5th of October, an 11 a.m. kick time, which means 9 a.m. pregame across the Central Bank Tiger Network. Tiger fans, let Shelter take you to the zoo this football season. Find a Shelter Insurance agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Mizzou. They'll register you for a chance to win 2 tickets to a Tiger home football game during the 2024 season. This is our Socket Assistant Coaches segment. which is powered by Socket Fiber, the fastest, most reliable internet. The associate head coach of Mizzou Soccer. Here to talk a little bit of footy with us is Andy Stutes. Coach, welcome here to Tiger Talk.
Well, thanks, Matt. It's great to be here. Great to be here at Buds. I was just telling Matt beforehand, we bring a lot of our recruits here. It's always awesome food and great experience with Jason.
Do they report a favorite meal at Buds when they come back to you and say thank you for sending us here?
Yeah, absolutely. And when they actually come here to be student athletes, they find themselves here a lot also.
You do see a lot of Mizzou student athletes here through Buds Classic Barbecue downtown Columbia. I want to talk a little bit first about where you come from, because Bristol, Tennessee is known for maybe one thing more than anything else: the fastest half mile in the world at Bristol Motor Speedway. So I'm guessing that you're a NASCAR guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Grew up maybe 2 miles from the raceway there in Bristol, and you know, if you know anything about Bristol or you know anything about NASCAR, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, stop on the circuit. And you know, saw a lot of awesome races growing up, and you know, unfortunately haven't been able to be back in a while. But it was a pretty awesome place to grow up and be a part of.
When you were growing up, could you hear it from your house when races were happening?
Yeah, absolutely. They call it Thunder Valley. It sits down in a little valley between a couple mountains there, and you can hear it for miles.
So if you smell gasoline or whatever they put in the cars these days, it just gets your engines running.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Very cool. You have taken a path through college coaching in a bunch of different places, but you hooked up with head coach Stephanie Golan, coaching for her at the University of Minnesota, where you had a lot of success. From that point, you went to Louisville, and you've coached in a lot of different places. What led you to reunite with Coach Golan and come here in 2021 to help build this Missouri soccer program?
Yeah, you know, at Minnesota, we had a ton of success. You know, we went to NCAA tournaments. We won the Big Ten tournament, all that stuff. And, you know, just really had a great rapport, a great professional coaching relationship. I think we value a lot of the same things, not just on the field, but off the field in terms of how the program runs and, you know, the things that are important to us as people also. You know, when she gave me the chance to come and work for her again, and do it in the SEC, probably the greatest conference in the country, and probably the future of college athletics, it was a no-brainer.
Your playing days saw you as a goalkeeper at lovely Milligan University just outside of Johnson City. So do you still have like a keeper's mentality when you're out there coaching? Is that where it all comes from?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. You know, I think goalkeepers are a little bit, they describe goalkeepers as a little bit crazy. You know, you got to be off your rocker a little bit. But I'm fairly far removed from that, so I'd like to say I've normaled out a little bit, but it'll always be there.
Well, I know at Louisville you coached attacking players too, and you have a very fine attacking player on your team right now. She led the Southeastern Conference in goals a season ago, Kylie Simmons. She had 11 of them in 2023. She has 2 of them this year, and Brad Trinago and I spoke with her on our Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, and she said part of her adjustment was getting used to the fact that teams knew that she was coming this year. From your perspective as a coach, how do you coach someone through understanding that they're going to get the double marks, the things that other teams want to do to shut you down and still find ways to be productive?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it's testament to Kylie. Is I think we knew and she knew, you know, you don't have a breakout year, be a first-team All-SEC performer, and not show up on everybody's scouting report, because you do. I mean, every team talks about her because she has a dynamic skill set. But I also think that her now being a marked person on the field has also helped her increase her game, right? She's finding different ways to help the team, specifically from a defending standpoint, because the way we want to play a really fast style, high pressing style of game, and you know, when we have the ball, we want to be in control. And so she's done a really good job defensively for us, and she's also done a great job in terms of just being more of a supporting player, right? Knowing that she's going to draw players to her, she now can receive it, hold it up, and then find an open player. Because if you draw 2 players to you, there's going to be someone open, and she's done a good job at that to be more involved in those type of moments as opposed to just being in front of the goal. So it's made her a better player. It hadn't quite shown up on the stat sheet in terms of goals this year just yet, but she's getting chances, and she's she's showing up in a lot of other ways.
Andy Stutz is Mizzou's associate head soccer coach as the Tigers get ready for his senior day this Sunday, September the 29th, against Florida at 5 p.m. It's free to head out, of course, to Walton Soccer Stadium and catch Mizzou soccer as they take on a Gators team that last year they were able to knock off down in Gainesville. I'm going to ask you really quickly to run down some of these seniors or potential graduates of your program, and one of them is a keeper unto your own heart, Bella Hollenbach, who has been a rock for you in goal out of the Woodlands, Texas.
Yeah, she's been great. She's had a great career. You know, she's an unbelievable athlete and has an unbelievable mentality. You know, she's one of those players as a goalkeeper. She will put her face in front of the ball at any moment to keep it out of the goal. And you know, she's been great for us, and you know, really enjoyed coaching her.
And a fellow keeper, Cassidy Rochong, who, funnily enough, is a journalism major here, which I've always been amazed at student athletes who try to do that, because I did it once upon a time. I couldn't have been at sports practice and being a journalism major. Not possible. How does she do that?
Yeah, you know, Cass, she's a fantastic person. She juggles her time well. There's no doubt about that. She's extremely dedicated to her performance as a player. You know, and I also think it's a testament to our academic support folks there in the Metsy, is she utilizes all the resources, and they've helped her extremely well, and she's done her part also. One of the leaders in goal scoring on your team, the German native, Milena Fischer. What can you say about her? Man, I could say a lot about Milena. We could take a whole segment and talk about Milena. You know, she was a German youth national team player when she came here, and her last stint was with the U20s 2 years ago. She has a great skill set. She has a great soccer IQ. She's been a huge part of what we do. I mean, we've played her all over the midfield in different spots, and you know, she's been great and solid everywhere she's played. And you know, I can't say enough about her and probably all of these seniors is they were already on the team when Coach Golan and I came, and you know, they've been great. They've bought into what we want to do, and have been really supportive and worked really hard since our time.
And a four-year senior out of the St. Louis area, Manchester Mo, Leah Selm, who also is one of your top goal scorers, and that has to be satisfying to see her go all 4 years throughout a program.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, and being a St. Louis native and representing Mizzou, I know she takes extreme pride in that. But I think every team has a player on their team that, you know, they might not show up in the stat sheet as much, but what they do in other areas is of huge value. She's our warrior. She is absolutely our warrior. She will battle. She will fight. She will do anything it takes in any game. And you know, Leah's been great. We've loved her. We've still got 9 games left, regular season games left this year, and I know that she's extremely focused and really wants to close her senior year out with a bang.
We'll talk a little bit more about the Mizzou Soccer seniors and what's next for them with Associate Head Coach Andy Stutz when we return to Tiger Talk. I'm Matt Michaels in for Mike Kelly. Stick with us here on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
It all starts with a tag. Identifying each animal allows you to better manage the entire herd. And when you're ready to take the next step, trust Allflex Custom ID tags with crisp, clean, permanent laser ink marking, and place a proud brand on your tags to mark your legacy. When you think ID, think Allflex. Because you can't manage what you can't identify. We help you bring it all together.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
If you want in-depth analysis of Tiger athletics.
In college sports, the older teams or the more experienced teams get that advantage, and Missouri is going to be one of those teams.
Or a look at which Olympic event fits each SEC school the best.
Alabama, we're going to assign boxing. You know, they've been the heavyweight in the conference, if you will, for a while. Plus, elephants already have trunks. Get it? I reluctantly get it.
You want the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, presented by Shelter Insurance. New episodes weekly. Go wherever you get your podcast and subscribe today.
Tiger Talk is live at Bud's Classic Barbecue, downtown Columbia Mo. Matt Michaels in for Mike Kelly, and we're speaking right now with Associate Head Coach of Mizzou Soccer, Andy Stoots, as the Tigers have a match this Sunday, their senior day against Florida at 5 p.m. Tailgates for the 2024 Mizzou football season are on sale now. Let Rebel XP set up your turnkey tailgate just steps away from Memorial Stadium. The tailgate spots are filling up quickly. Give them a call today, 573-355-9572, or visit rebelxp.com/Mizzou for more details. And you can partner with the Tigers and the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org. Learn more about the Score Against Hunger campaign presented by MPIC. Save the date for this year's Taste of the Tigers event at the Columns Club, Tuesday, November 12th. Tiger Talk will be there across the Central Bank Tiger Network and also Matrix Midwest. So, Coach Stoots, we were talking about some of your seniors. Quickly, I'll ask you to give me a thumbnail sketch about some others that will be honored on the senior day coming up on Sunday. Rachel Catella, with 2 years out of your program out of the Chicago area.
Yeah, Rachel's been great for us. You know, she came in as a transfer. She played her first 2 years at Arkansas State. You know, and when we brought her in, I don't know that we knew it to the level of what we would get out of Rachel, and she's been awesome. She's been awesome. She's turned into a leader. She's one of the captains of the team. She's been excellent, and we're going to miss her for sure.
Jenna McCormick, a 4-year senior, again, a player that you've developed out of Colorado, who was a community service team member in the Southeastern Conference a couple years ago, which I know is really special.
Yeah, that's a huge part away from the field, and something that probably the fans and the folks that come to the games don't necessarily see as much, and we call her JMAC, and she has invested a ton in the community service area, specifically with the Humane Society and a few of those other organizations.
And another 4-year player in Ashlyn Mills, who hails from Frisco, Texas.
Yeah, Ashlyn's been a player who's been a staple in the program. You know, I think just like every team has certain players that have some aspects on the field, Ashlyn is our personality. You know, she's a great young woman. She wants to be a doctor. She's invested a ton in her academics and her athletics here at Mizzou, and we have no doubt that she's going to go on to be a great alum.
So your soccer team, with wins over Missouri State and SEMO, a couple of clean sheets, by the way, in those victories, you have faced a very difficult non-conference and early conference schedule. 4 nationally ranked clubs. Is the goal to have the payoff on that coming up in these next couple of months as you get into league play?
Yeah, absolutely on the back end. I mean, I think you want to be playing your best at the end of the year, and I think we knew when the schedule came up that we were going to be challenged. We were going to learn a lot about ourselves, and we certainly have. And I think what we're looking forward to is we're looking forward to our upcoming slate of games. We got a lot of good ones at home. I think you just mentioned the Florida game on Sunday. You know, so for those folks who haven't been out to a game, it would be a great time to come out. We got a lot of exciting young players, a lot of exciting returning players, and we play a fun style, so it's a fun time.
Yeah, Thursday, October the 10th against Ole Miss. October the 18th is a Friday against Oklahoma. Then the 27th of October is a Sunday against LSU. And by the way, I see a giveaway with all those games, too. So you can go for free, and if you come early enough, they'll give you something?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And our marketing team is awesome. They have a giveaway at every game, which if you're getting something for free, why wouldn't you come?
I don't know why you wouldn't.
That's right.
Absolutely. A couple of freshmen, too, that I want to talk about before we go here. Landis Canada has come in as a freshman and started every game and scored a goal for your club. And Emily Durucki has 2 starts in her last 2 matches and has 400 minutes already on the season. What is the impact of those freshmen and generally the newcomers to this group?
Yeah, this freshman class has been huge for us. I think when you're starting a program and rebuilding a little bit, like you want your freshmen to be able to come in and prove that they can compete, right? And those 2 specifically have been excellent. Landis in the midfield, she's we describe her as an absolute beast. I mean, she covers a ton of ground. There's not a physical challenge that she's afraid of, and for her to have come in and been able to make the impact that she's made speaks volumes for her character, but also her talent, right? And I would say the same thing for Emily. Emily's a player we think she's going to be amazing. She's got a ton of talent, but she's just now starting to find her stride, and we're excited to see where that goes.
Mizzou Soccer Associate Head Coach Andy Stutes with us here on Tiger Talk. Appreciate your time, and best of luck to you and your team as you go throughout the rest of this campaign.
Yep. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
That's Andy Stutes, and I'm Matt Michaels. In for Mike Kelly, we have more Tiger Talk with the reigning SEC Coach of the Year of Mizzou Volleyball, Don Sullivan, next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
It's game day, Tigers. Score a touchdown this fall with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines from right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home field advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
We're back on Tiger Talk. live from Bud's Classic Barbecue in downtown Columbia, as we're hearing from some of our Olympic sports coaches, as you put it, throughout the course of this week. Mizzou football is off this week, of course, and they'll be next in action against Texas A&M on the 5th of October down in College Station. You'll hear that one starting with pregame at 9 a.m. on the 5th across the Central Bank Tiger Network, and of course Mizzou Live pre and post on Matrix Midwest. Fans, Tiger Talk is brought to you by Shelter Insurance. It's ranked #1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 5 or 6 out of the last 7 years, We're your shield, we're your shelter. And show your swagger with Tiger Checking from Central Bank. It's the only place for Tiger Checking. Open a Tiger Checking card and checking account today at centralbank.net. She is the reigning Southeastern Conference Volleyball Coach of the Year. Her team is on a 5-match win streak, an 8-3 mark as they head into SEC play. Welcome, Dawn Sullivan, to Tiger Talk. It's good to see you.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. This is incredible.
Yeah, you have been busy. You were just in Nashville this past weekend, not to go down to Broadway, but to play a couple of volleyball matches at the Lippy Invite. By the way, I love that Lipscomb just said, just call us Lippy.
Yeah. It was what a fun tournament it was. And I think going in there and coming out with 2 wins was huge for us.
Yeah, you defeated the host Lipscomb and then a good Fighting Illini team. So the bragging rights, by the way, are on the proper side of the river for this year.
You bet they are.
Which we all appreciate. Talk a little bit about this past weekend and what made it so special, especially for your key outside hitter, Jordan Iliff.
Yeah, she had, wow, what an incredible weekend, right? And started up against Lipscomb and just went after it. And 500, I don't know what she hit that game, but she was unreal with many aces. And then we go in against Illinois, and she actually sprained her ankle.
Really?
Yeah, after this maybe second set, I think is what it was. I was like, oh, great. What's going to happen here? And they're like, take me out, let's go. And so we subbed her out. We were fine that set, and so we pulled her back in the next set, and she was like doing little bunny hops and not really putting a lot of pressure. I'm like, oh, great, what's going to happen? And we set her the first ball, and wow, she just let it rip and finished that set. You know, we don't win that match without her. She was incredible.
What makes her so special to your team? A St. Louis native, she's been in the program. She has kind of grown up a little bit with you over the past couple of seasons. How does she help the whole thing go for you?
Yeah, you know, the way she shows up every single day in practice is incredible. And she's just got one level to her. And her window, you know, when you want to set her window that she has available is pretty large. So her setters can kind of just throw it back there, and she can go get it really high and hit off hands and hit cross and hit deep, and it's really hard to stop that kid. And then she goes back and she rips it at the service line. And so she has an overall game that's incredible. You know, she plays the game at a high level, was training with the USA this summer as well. And then just the type of teammate she is allows people to be who they are. And I think she just really embraces us as a culture and really elevates us who we are.
You know, you knew coming into this season you'd have Jordan Iliff available. Maya Sands was the 2023 SEC Libero of the Year, so you had her abilities to add to things. You already had an SEC All-Freshman team member in Sierra Dudley who could distribute and set the ball, but you added Marina Crownover to that. She's a transfer from Austin, Texas. She was at the University of Texas, a national champion there. She comes into your program, and she made herself the SEC Setter of the Week on the week of the 16th of September when you guys had your home tournament, and has just been lighting it up as well. What has made her such a key addition to your team?
Yeah, she works incredibly hard, and she's got this something that, hey, I'm not going to give up, and I really want what's in front of me, and she'll go get it. She plays incredible defense, and then I think what really has separated her, even this weekend, what separated her, she just did her job. She didn't go outside of herself. She just set the team she needed to set, and the set she needed, and we were able to have success with that.
And it helps when you do have Maya Sands there to cover. I mean, what do they say? Like the 1/3 of the earth is covered by land and the rest is covered by blank, and you could just say the rest of the earth is covered by Maya, right?
Maya Sands, yeah. Well, we were very fortunate we had Maya Sands back there, but then Kiara, there's Perez Catala, right? You know, so we have 2 incredible defensive players back there, but also can pass nails, put the ball right on the money for us to run good offense.
What is the importance of that defensive player, that libero, to anybody's system to get a touch that is clean to set you up for your offensive attack?
Yeah, it's huge. You do not, we can't play the level of volleyball we're playing right now without both of them, is what I'll share. Putting them first ball in system, right? So we can run our middle or run it wherever we really want, right? So it just really stretches that block. to allow us to have a lot of success on that first ball side out.
That is Dawn Sullivan, Mizzou's head volleyball coach, as the Tigers have a very successful start to the season underway. And we'll talk a little bit more about her team and some of the members on it when we return to Tiger Talk here on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at greatsouthernbank.com. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple browsers. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Final segment here from Bud's Classic Barbecue in downtown Columbia. Tiger Talk coming your way across the Central Bank Tiger Network and on Matrix Midwest. I'm Matt Michaels in for Mike Kelly, who is on assignment this week. He'll be back with Coach Drink next week on Tiger Talk as Missouri football gets ready to take on Texas A&M on the 5th of October. Tiger fans, Gentile is now the apparel provider of the Mizzou Sports Network. Check out their new collection of Mizzou apparel available now at gentileapparel.com or at Bingham's in downtown Columbia the next time you are in town for a game. Gentile Apparel is a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. And remember, fans, tickets and parking passes to all Mizzou football home games are delivered to your mobile device. So download the Mizzou Tigers mobile app, log into your ticket account, then manage and download your tickets from there. Be sure to download tickets before arriving at Memorial Stadium to reduce wait times at the gates. If you'd like more information and step-by-step instructions, visit mutigers.com. We have the reigning Southeastern Conference Volleyball Coach of the Year, Dawn Sullivan, with us. Her team is 8-3 on a 5-match win streak as they head into league play. They made you the Road Warriors, Coach. LSU on Friday, Texas A&M on Sunday. Then October the 6th, that nationally ranked, possibly top 10 at that time, Kentucky. It is never an easy road in the SEC, is it?
No, it's never easy. But, you know, we did this last year. We went on the road and we battled, and I think this team, we thrived in that area.
How important was it for you to have the level of success you did within this conference that is always improving from year to year in your first season in Columbia?
Success is great, that's what I'll tell you, right? You love to have success. But I think what it does is it gives the team confidence. They know who they are right now. They know what they value. They know the work ethic they're going to put in and what's going to come from that.
Yeah, with 11 members back and 6 of 7 starters for your team, did it make it easier to take some of the newcomers into this mix and say, okay, here's what we established, and by the way, the proof is in the pudding last season. Let's go attack it right from the start?
Yeah, that's great, right? We have some really strong leadership and a lot of our returners, and just really appreciate everything they do.
All of the transfers you brought in this season have played. One of them, Michael Vernon from Oregon State, was an all Pac-12 performer, and that conference has always been historically a strong volleyball conference. What has Michael provided to this as an extra swing for you guys on the outside?
Yeah, she's a high flyer, big arm individual on the outside and plays 6 rotations for us. So she's huge. She's passing, she's playing defense, she's sitting on the back row. She handles a lot of balls for us, which is really important.
Janet Demaray as well had a career milestone, reached 500 career kills at Lipscomb at the Invite this past weekend. She was named to the Lippy Invite All-Tournament team. What does she give you in terms of the depth to be able to rotationally keep yourselves fresh when it comes to a big swing?
Yeah, Janet Planet, right? She will take on the world and take those big swings over and over again, and she just continues to elevate her game as well every day.
How has Colleen Finney elevated herself from last season to this one? She started all 11, 1 of 4 for your club.
Yeah, her mindset is unreal. Like, as she transitions off weights, and you know she's going to get that kill. She's just got this fire and passion in her heart, and love playing with that kid.
Is there something that you have to teach extra to a middle blocker to understand when it's time for that kill, maybe when it's time for over on 2? There seems to be a lot of instinct involved there.
Yeah, they got to be your workhorse. They got to work really, really hard. They got to understand what that means. And even today, they got after it in the gym, and just so proud of them.
Does it make it a lot easier to keep things going when you have 5 matches in a row? Or does that make it maybe difficult for a team to try to keep the focus on here's the next opponent, here's the next practice, and just trying to win it day by day?
You know, we always try to take it day by day, is what I'll tell you. Play by play, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 breath. And I think this team does a really good job just focusing on the moment and on the minute, and then just moving on to the next.
You know, you have some matches coming up at the Hearns, and if somebody hasn't been to the Hearns Center recently to take in an SEC volleyball match, or even against SEMO coming up on October the 9th with Military Appreciation Day and also Mental Health Awareness Day, the fan experience is so unique, I feel like, inside the Hearns Center when it comes to volleyball and a packed house and an excited crowd.
Yeah, it's incredible. The heart of Hearns, right? And, I mean, you walk in there and it's just loud, and even this last couple weekends when we were home and the fans brought the Columbia students, you know, public school systems, and then we brought the students from Mizzou, and then Sunday they blew it out of the water with their fans. And so really excited to get back to the heart of Hearns and just rock it.
When you look at that level of support, not just in Columbia, Missouri, but across different places in this league, which is expanding. Vanderbilt will be adding volleyball here very soon. There will be an SEC tournament again. It had gone away, and now it's coming back in the very near future, I believe next season. What does it say to the state of the sport and the state of the interest that is growing within the conference, and how does that make it even more of a challenge that you have to embrace?
I don't know if it's a challenge. It's just really exciting. I think the state of volleyball and how much it's growing and the development within the U.S., but also Missouri, Kansas City, St. Louis, across the state, it's huge. It helps us unbelievably, right? And so really excited about where volleyball is going, but also the SEC is one of the strongest conferences in the nation, and so we're going to continue to battle.
When you go across this state recruiting, do you get the commentary of, I saw you guys on SEC Network, and that's what has me interested in saying, hi, Coach, let's talk about what this could be?
Yeah, I actually get quite a few emails, calls, texts. I even got one today from like an underclassman. Like, I can't respond, but it's like, how unbelievable is that, right? Someone from Kansas that's seeing us on the SEC Network, they want to come play for us.
Nobody ever says, like, Coach, when I saw you in the 5th set and you did this, what did you, like, you don't have to answer those questions, right?
No, what they said is, like, the way Jordan went after it on that last serve and she aced him, she goes, I want to play for a team that just has the courage and the tenacity to go after like that.
That's fantastic. You know, in the span of the next minute, when you look at what the volleyball season could be for your team going forward, as you get into the meat of the SEC, what do you want to see as success for your team going forward?
Yeah, you know, we have a tough road ahead, and I think continuing to battle and to make sure we show up very relentless and never giving up. And I think those two things are going to be really important, that belief that we have in ourselves, and just understanding who we are. We've got to go back and serve really tough, right? But we got to make sure we handle balls and be able to slow down those pins, and we just take it play by play. And I think this team, if they continue to believe in themselves, they can battle with anybody.
Well, they've got a chance to do it across the Southeastern Conference, and again on the road Friday at LSU, at Texas A&M on Sunday. They'll be back home at the Hearns October the 9th against SEMO. Don Sullivan, thanks for the time here on Tiger Talk. We appreciate talking to you. Best of luck to your team.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
That's Don Sullivan. I'm Matt Michaels in for Mike Kelly. Thank you for joining us here on Tiger Talk. We'll talk to you next Tuesday night from Bud's Classic Barbecue on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You've been listening to Tiger Talk, presented by Bud's Classic